Hello everybody, this is Maria C., the Sizzix lady from 𝐒𝐤𝐴𝐧𝐷𝐕𝐴𝐷𝐕.com. How is everybody doing today? Yay! I want you to tell me where you guys are all from, so chime on in, put a little message out there on both YouTube and Facebook, and let us know where you're all coming from today. We are coming from Brighton, Colorado, and we're so excited. The Scrapbook Expo has done these events so we can still stay connected. We have just loved these opportunities that have been presented and laid out for us to show you some super cool fun things, some super exciting things. And the project that we are going to do is going to be so exciting. It's the snowman and the gingerbread. Let's get started. I'm going to show you guys some fun things to do. So this is the project. And this is a snowman pop-up. It's a bitty ball and the surprise pop-up balls from Karen Burniston. And we're gonna do a place card setting. So when you're at the table for the holidays, the kids can make these, the adults can make them. What's really super cool is that these fold completely flat. Look at that little arm in there. These fold completely flat and then just pop back up. And so you are just going to love this little project. Isn't he adorable? And then you can actually glue the your nameplate or whatever you'd like to for the place settings for the holidays. And who doesn't love snowman? I love snowmen. And so actually today, right now, we have snow. So this is a great way of starting off the holiday season. So I'm going to grab one thing here real quick. I'm going to grab a couple of these rubber bands here. I want to show you that these are the pieces that you should be having in your kit. This is an extra piece. And so we're going to have, you know, the trapezoid, and then you're going to have the hexagon, and you're going to have the 2x3 cardstock for the black. And you can either use that to either cut out your own hat base, or you can use ours. A piece of orange cardstock for the nose. This is about 3/8 of an inch wide. And this is that beautiful shimmery cardstock that we use. So it's really, really a beautiful cardstock. I don't know if you can, there you go. You can see the shimmer on there. So the shimmer is just gorgeous on there. We also have the brown, which that's gonna be for the arms, for the tree arms. Isn't that just a beautiful color? And all of it actually is that shimmery cardstock. And so it's about a 110-pound weight cardstock. Look at that, that's just gorgeous. And then this one is also, it's like a pearlized cardstock. So it also is 110-pound weight. So I want you to get your pieces out. I kind of want you to lay them out, but I wanted you to see everything that we're using today to make this project. So we have 2 of the bitty ball pop-up pieces, and we have 2 of the surprise pop-up ball. Now, what is the difference of those 2 right there? Let me show you the difference of them. Okay, while you're laying your pieces out, while I show you the difference of these, is I want you to take note on one thing. While you're laying them out, is all your the little piece there, the little piece here may not have popped all the way out. I want you to make sure that all 4 of those little triangles are popped out. You've got the 2 circles here. You get your little die pecker tweezers. You got the circle here and here. And be sure you get rid of these little pieces so when you're working on your snowman, it's not going to like emboss it when you're pressing down hard in that shape that's laying there. So, you know, just kind of make sure that they're just popped out there good. And brush them off and just make sure. And the other thing I want you to do is there is a right and a wrong way kind of. We all have to work on the same page here to make this work. This is actually much easier than you realize. That what you're going to do, we're going to take it slow. We're going to do it together. But I want you to know that this little slit that's right here is actually facing to the right or to the east. This one is 2, as well as this one and this one. If you do switch up and turn it this way, it's going to face the opposite way. So we want them all to face the exact same way. So get those together really quick, and then you can actually take and put these other pieces off to the side for right now, but I wanted to lay them out so that you can see them. And we're gonna build this all together, and I'm gonna lay these off to the side too. So this is the Bitty Ball pop-up, and it is so cute. There's all these different like characters that you can make with the add-on sets. And so there's an add-on set 1 and 2, and then there's a 3 one that we should have here really soon. So by the time you get done seeing this, it'll be ready there for you. And so it folds flat. You can do them singly, or you can use them as double. You can put them inside of cards, and we're going to show you some samples on that a little bit later. But these are all of the pieces that you get when you buy the die set. This one here actually has, you know, like some ears, and it has the piece that goes onto the very top. It also has the trapezoids, the smaller ones, one in every section, so you don't have to cut one all of those different times for each time that you're working on one. So that is if you're going to do layers. See how there's different colors of browns there, and there's different colors of grays over here. That way you get the different dimension and the different, you know, the color contrasting, or, you know, coordinating, whatever way you want to work it. That way that they all work together. So the other reason too is if you have a piece of cardstock that's really not that thick of a cardstock, and you really want to kind of beef it up a little bit, you're definitely going to want to use those pieces. However, we're not using them today because we're making a snowman, and snowmans are all white, right? And so the color of snow. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to use the cardstock, and then we're going to decorate it. But just know that you can use all of those pieces. Now here's the surprise ball pop-up, which is this one right here. I got the die. Let me grab the die and put that in there. Okay, so we got the die, and he goes in there just like that. I'm just gonna, this is my open set here. And so you get one that's just a little bit bigger than the other one. So with this snowman, we're gonna do 2 different sizes. We're gonna do the big one on the bottom and the small one on the top, just like if you rolled up your little snowman. You also get the little trapezoid pieces as well, the piece that goes up onto the top. You get all of them. So this one, I have the piece sitting over here that we're using. Here's the larger one if you need to, and I'll kind of explain why you would need those or things like that too. So these are the 2 die sets that we are using together, coordinating with it. And then we're going to talk about some of these other things here in just a little bit. So I'm going to put these off to the side as well. Now I cut these out with the Big Shot Express, which is the electronic die cutting machine. So we can go through a little. I'll have a little bit in the video about the Express die cutting machine. So everybody's got their pieces out. Okay, so stay with me. Don't get too far ahead. Make sure that your surface area is clean of all dust, debris. See all these little shards or whatever that kind of came out. So pick up all your pieces. Make sure that there's none of them left onto your work surface, cutting mat, however you want to work it. And then what we're going to do now is just get everything kind of ready. So see how when you pick things up and move them around, the things can get turned around. So if we're all on the same page, always make sure that they're to the right. And there's going to be a purpose for that, okay? So the first things first is we want to train our folds always. So one of the ways is you're just going to want to fold it on the score line and give it a pinch on all of those sections there. Now you don't have to bend them back and forth on this. That's not necessary. So we're just going to take this. This is the outside, this is the inside, and you can tell the inside. You see how there's like a little cutting edge? That means the die cut it downward. So this would be the inside, all right? So now we're going to just do all those pieces. And then we're also going to take and do the ends. Now there's these little wings. Now when you're doing the wings in this piece right here, you want to make sure, because this is really thick cardstock, that you don't make a fold where it's not supposed to be. So you want to make sure that you really kind of get it started then give it the fold so you're not creating another fold, if that makes any sense. And we're going to do the little wings. So always just make sure that you're not creating a different fold. Now, you know, kind of doing some of these projects, you kind of feel sometimes, you know, like butterfingers, you don't really know what to grab, you don't really know how to do it. But once you put one of these together, they are just going to be super easy to do again and again. So you'll kind of get your own little techniques in here. And so then you want to fold those little wings. And we're just going to kind of get that started here and then give it the good fold. All right. All right, we're going to do that on all four. So with these little balls and the big surprise one too, just think of all the different characters and things that you could make with them. And so again, we're going to just keep all of these folded, get those pre-scored. You can start whichever way that you want. If you want to do each section, the top and the bottom, you can. But it makes putting it together a lot easier when you train the fold. See, I had a little piece that was cardstock that was stuck to my cutting plate, but since it's on that little wing, I don't really care. It kind of almost like created its own little embossing inside of the, but you want to be careful of those kinds of things. So especially with this cardstock, it's got the shimmery sheen to it, and boy, it will really pick up. It will really pick up those edges. And it'll almost like emboss your cardstock for you. Maybe where you don't want it to be, maybe where you do. Okay, I'm gonna set that one on here. And again, we're gonna do this all together. And this one is just a smaller one. Same technique, same principle, same everything. So how is everybody doing today? Are you guys doing good? I'm gonna be watching and I'm gonna be answering your questions as you are making this project. So if you have any questions whatsoever, I'd be happy to help you answer them. If you love it, tell me that you love it. I know you're gonna love it because this is just an adorable project. We did one that was a fox, and it was on one of the, see how easy that is just to kind of almost not get it right on the fold. See, just because it's really thick cardstock. You want to be very careful when you do your folds that you don't fold it where it's not supposed to be, because then it's going to go together, but it's not going to be like totally exactly perfect where you want it to be. And then give it that fold. All right, and we have one more here. And as I'm having you do some of these pieces, I'm going to give you some time in between them, you know, as I'm doing them, to kind of make sure that you're getting the folds done, because again, I've put this together before, and you know, this is a project that even beginners can do, because beginners can fold, beginners can cut, you know, if you have a die cutting machine, the die does all the work for you. And so did Karen. She's an engineer by trade, so she makes this putting together easy, so we don't have to be engineers. Well, you may be an engineer. I'm not an engineer. I'm a commercial pilot and flight instructor, not an engineer. And so here's these little flaps. And then one more. So you just want to make sure you get it all the way across correct. And we got one little tab up on the top. Make sure they're all done. I'll kind of show you some little different projects and that in the meantime. You know, while you're getting these done, I'll show you something super cool and fun while you're finishing up doing all of your little folds. Okay, so the other thing that I want you to make sure that you have is, and I put this in the instructions, is a super good strong adhesive. Now, I like to do the liquid glue. And so the glue that I am using is going to be the Sizzix Express Quick Drying Glue. It really does dry pretty quick. Liquid glues can be a little bit on the messy side if you're not careful, so you want to make sure that you have a great applicator to do that with. You can also, on some applications, use the double-sided rolls of double-sided adhesive tapes. Tape runners, absolutely not. your snowman is going to be popping pieces all the time where they're supposed to be glued, and they're going to come apart if you're just using the tape runners. I don't care how strong your tape runner is. This is not going to be the case. I used very strong double-sided rolls adhesive to put the tabs together. I wanted to try it out and see, and I found out that some of the tabs were popping open. Now, it didn't ruin the project. All I had to do is put a little bit of liquid glue in those little tabs, and I can show you how you can fix that easily as well. This is the fine tip bottle from Karen Burniston, and this is the tip that it comes with. It's very, very, very fine. There is also an additional tip that you can purchase that lets a little bit more come out. It's an 18 gauge. And then we got these little bottles too, and it's almost kind of like in the middle of them all. So I'm going to be using these two. And this has the cap, and it also has that little needle in there. Do you see that? It has a little needle. So when you are ready, you just kind of line it up on your fingers. The easiest way for me, maybe with my old eyes. There we go. And then you can just put it back on. If you leave the cap off for some time, it's gonna dry out. So you're gonna have to try to figure out how to get it undone. And then the other thing that we do is we have like a little glass that has a little bit of damp paper towels in it. And I'm just gonna keep these not too wet, you know, and you don't leave these in overnight and all that, but I'm just gonna keep them here like this so I don't have to put the caps on them every time that I want to use them, because we're going to be using a lot of adhesive and we want to make sure that we have the right adhesive. This is going to be my choice, is the liquid adhesive right here. That's going to be my big choice for you guys. Okay, shall we start putting this together? Remember what I said? Make sure that those little tabs up on the top are facing towards the east. All right, so we're going to actually start with our two bottoms. So to make this bottom piece right here, this is the top one and this is the bottom. And they're basically going to get to join together like this. And that's what's going to create the flattening of it. It's just like that. So the best way when we get ready to adhere these down is we're going to turn them over first. Turn them over to the back. And the first one that we're going to put together is going to be these two right here. And what I like to do is I like to butt these up together. Okay, and if you take a ton of time, you know, gluing these together, it's going to take you a little longer than what we're going to be doing. The other thing is if you're using the double-sided adhesive tape, you might want to have that already pre-done probably before. I'll put that in the written directions as well, so about having that pre-done. But like I said, it's going to be popping up a little bit. It's not as messy. Sometimes I'm a little bit of the butterfingers on it, on doing these adhesives. So the first thing is make sure that your adhesive is coming out properly on your applicator there. All right, now we're going to put adhesive on both of these pieces. Put that there. And you want to make sure that you kind of get to the edges, but the edge you really want to make sure that you get is this edge where they butt up together. You want to get that edge. You want to get the little tab, and then in between, and we're going to do that too. And this dries clear, so if a little bit comes out, that's okay. You can give it just a little bit of a wipe. And here we go. So here we go, you guys. We're going to glue them together, try to match it up as best as you can. So then these flow freely, the little middle piece there. I'm going to take my little thumb and do this. The other thing that I have also done is actually got a little set of makeup wipes, because sometimes with this glossy cardstock, I might get a little smudge on my finger or something like that, and it may come off onto the white cardstock. And so, you know, that's going to be okay. I also want you to get a pen out. That was the other thing, is I want you to get a pen, tweezers, scissors, die pick, all those little pieces, okay? So basically what we're gonna do is, let me show you. Okay, make sure these are flipped upside down and it's facing that way, okay? And so what I want you to do, now that you've glued those together, is see the little notch that's here? What you're gonna do is you're gonna take a pen and you're gonna make an arrow going the opposite way on both of these. Just like this. And there's a purpose for it. And we're going to do it on this one as well. We're going to do it the opposite way of that little slit. See that little slit right there? Just put that little arrow the opposite. I know I flipped this one over, but it's because I had to turn it over to put that on there. Okay. And then actually while you're doing this, let's do the exact same thing on here. I'm going to make the little arrow go the opposite of the slit. The opposite of the slit. And there's a purpose for this, and the reason for that is once you start doing the rubber band parts, you're going to be flipping these things back and forth, gluing them, flipping them, and you're going to get turned around. And you want to make sure those slits are all facing one way and the arrows are also going the other way. Got it? Okay, cool. So now that we have that piece joined, that's your hardest one first of all. The second one is we're going to just take these little flaps and we're going to glue them inward. And you're going to put the adhesive. This is going to give the strength behind this that it needs. And just give this a little flap down. This is going to give the strength behind this section that it's going to need, because the rubber band is going to be putting a lot of pressure of wanting to pull things apart. So it's just giving more stability to your project. So just hold that there for a second. And we're actually going to do these ones right here. Okay, so we're going to do this here. Do the little flap in. We'll do the little guys next after we get these two big ones joined together. So we're going to put those to the side and put those together. You know, if you got those little clamps that they sell, little pink ones, I think Tall Mouse has some of those. They have some of those, and they don't have any little edges on them, so they hold things real nice. Just make sure it doesn't make any indentations on your project. Okay, so now we're going to go to these four. So these two over here. And with this liquid adhesive, you don't need a ton, but gosh darn, it sure does hold really well. You know, and some of these things can be forgiving somewhat, but you definitely want to make sure that these little tabs are adhered down before you start gluing the rest of these little tabs together to actually make the ball. Okay, so some of the rubber bands, there's certain rubber band sizes that we're going to use. Now, on the regular pop-up ball, the surprise one, the larger one, they usually recommend about a size 14. This one, I'm actually using a size 12 because I really want it to just kind of pull in a little bit more. Now, if you are making something other project and you're using all the different trapezoids on here that to make the decorations, you kind of want to test your rubber band a little bit. And I'm going to show you how to adjust that. Let's say that you have the wrong size rubber band and it's too big. I'm going to show you how you can adjust that. All right, so pretty easy so far, right? We've glued them all together, glued all the little tabs together, or show you a sample with the Sizzix dies on there too. All right, so now we're going to start putting the tabs together. So these basically are going to come together like this. Okay, so the reason why we put the arrows on here is we want to start at this direction. The reason why is because this is where the rubber band is going to slide into, and this is where the rubber band is going to slide into on this side, and you want to be able to have access in this area to put the rubber band in. It's harder to do if you glued this side all together and try to get that rubber band. It's not impossible, but it's a lot easier doing it this way, and you have to glue them together anyway, so you might as well just start in this direction. See, now when you got things turned around, you know by just looking inside of there which way it's going to go. Now these are going to be little flaps that you're going to put together, and when I'm going to do it dry, and then we're going to put the adhesive on there. So you're going to put them together. The tabs are going to go underneath they're going to go underneath. You will not see the tabs. They're going to go inside. Once you put the glue on there, I want you to kind of push down flat because the snowman has to fold flat, and that'll give it a chance for that glue to really take. Make sure that you don't get glue outside of the little tabs, because then, this is just another applicator, because then it's going to glue your little thing shut. So we sell these other little applicators, but you want to get that, just that edge right up here on top. And you know, we have 30 minutes to do this project, and we're getting probably pretty close to some of that, but don't worry, we're going to take this whole time to put this project together. It's going to be that easy. So this is pretty easy so far, right? Yes, it is. You're just going to have to agree with me on that, okay? So now we're going to go to the next section. Now this is where you kind of want to start maybe picking up the pace a little bit. We've been kind of talking and yakking and teaching, but I don't have to go through the whole thing just to show you how to glue down a tab, right? Because you already know that because I just showed you. You just want to make sure you get to that outside edge first. Get it pretty good, because otherwise it's going to look like it's coming apart at the seams, and you don't want that. Just make sure those tabs go inside and then press. And like I said, I'm doing this one together with you. And we're going to do one more section here together. Okay? And I'm going to fold them inward on this one. I like to just do it a little different. I'm going to fold them inward. I'm going to get them ready to glue. So I'm going to have them tabbed. I'm going to press down. And then I'm going to open it up just a little bit and get that adhesive in those areas that I want. So just let them open up a little bit, okay? There. Get that little edge. You're going to find your own little tips and tricks yourselves. You're going to get your own little fingers and everything going. All right. So normally we take another 20 minutes of time. See how I get the inky fingers. I'm always touching stuff. Sometimes I wonder where it even comes from when I've just been doing glue. I think maybe my jeans or something too if I'm doing that. So I'm going to get me my little wipey out. Try and get some of that off of there. But I'll keep my little makeup wipe really close by anyways, because then I think I get glue on my fingers and then I wipe them. All right. Okay, so now we have the basic pop-up. Now you're going to open this up like a spaceship. I'm going to use different analogies. I know that it's just the way that it is, but you see here, I want to make sure, let me get that little die pick in there, make sure that little flap is all the way loose on there for me. There we go. Yeah, I wanted to stick a little bit on there. So you want to make sure that that one's loose and this one is loose. Okay, make sure that the little tabs open up right here and right here. And then these are your rubber bands. These are number 12s, but you can take a larger one and you could actually tighten it up by doing a little knot on this end so that it would make this smaller if you wanted to bring it in just a little bit more. So get your rubber band ready, and you notice there was like a little hole that's down there. And so we're going to put that little rubber band on. Okay, so let's get this rubber band on. So you just want to get it to where it slips down that little slit and notches right into that little hole. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Yeah, you can see that. And notches it in the hole. Turn it around. Slide this little notch into that little hole. And there you go. And now you can kind of test it, and you can see that it's pulling in pretty good. It doesn't have big gaps. If it has big gaps, you want to adjust your rubber band. All right, so now we're going to glue these other two tabs down, and then we're going to start part 2 on this. So go ahead, glue those little tabs down, and I'm going to come back here in just a moment. We're going to have this all glued down. Well, I'll stay with you here real quick on that one. And then we're going to start on the next one. So since the rubber band is in there, how do you get it flat is you just kind of press it flat with the rubber band in there. And just tuck those little guys in. Make sure they stay in with that rubber band. It wants to pull out, okay? There I go, wiping the glue off my hands onto everything. Okay, so we're holding that. And then we just have one more. So the second one is going to come a lot easier for you because you already know how to put it together. So we're going to work a little faster on the smaller one, okay? Okay. So now get those little guys in there. Flatten it out a little bit. And then it glues together. See, I get little inkies on there. I just kind of take a little makeup wipe and it wipes up. If you want to use those little trapezoids when you get your die set, you cover things up, do different layers. That's completely up to you. So voila, you have the surprise pop-up ball. You have the base, okay, of the snowman. So we're going to come together here in just a moment. Okay, everybody, has everybody got their piece together? All right, I hope you do. If not, that's okay. This thing is still going to go together. You can still decorate your snowman. You can still take your time and put those pieces together. So let's bump this up a little bit. We got about another 20 minutes, so we're going to go a little quicker now. So again, take your adhesive. Make sure that those are all slits are staying the same way. We're going to do this little first one just like we did, or you can do the flaps, doesn't matter. They're all going to have to get adhered down. We'll put that right up onto that edge. And we're going to go just a little faster. We don't have to talk quite as much. Okay, we're going to get that little guy. Put that together. There, I got me a paper towel in the meantime, huh? So then we're going to do these little flaps. This one little guy, he takes a little longer to do, but I wanted to finish up this year with such a super cool, fun, amazing project. We did the fox, and we had gotten so much response from that fox that we really just truly wanted to, you know, do something super cool with you. I'm gonna take off my watch, I think. So you just make sure things aren't popping up on you. And I'm going to do these little guys. I'm going to hold these two while I put the adhesive down. And like I said, if you do the double-sided adhesive, if this starts to come apart, it's okay. You can always do a little liquid glue touch up. That's what I did on the two pieces that were starting to come apart. I did the surprise pop-up ball with the liquid, and I did the top bitty ball with the double-sided adhesives. Now, I love double-sided adhesive rolls. They're like one of my favorite things to do. And so we're going to turn this around. We're going to do these little flaps here. But they were popping apart. So it's kind of the right tool with the right job. Get this in here. But I really wanted to make sure I didn't go too fast on you guys. I think we're doing really good on this. I sure hope so. I know so. We're going to do this together. And here, see how I've already flipped it up around? And I'm putting these little guys on here. And then I don't use glue sticks. Glue sticks and I are a big hot mess. I don't do well with glue sticks. Glue stick stuff is everywhere. I had a young lady that used to make samples for me. And she would do the very tiniest details with glue sticks. And me, it looked like I was, kindergartners could probably glue better than me with glue sticks than what I was doing. Okay, but see how I've already turned this around? Let me get my little paper towel. Let me get this little guy. Let me get my paper towel. See, it's easy to get some adhesive. So sometimes you just got to clean up your stuff before you get going again. All right. Okay, so see how easy it is to get things turned around? So what are we going to do? We're going to start going this direction, right? Because that's where the arrows show on this side and this side. All right, let's get those guys glued down. And I want you to go all the way around to that other tab that has that little slit in it. And I want you to go to that point, and we're going to put the rubber band in that one. And then we're going to work quickly onto the snowman. Pretty easy so far though, right? Absolutely. Oh, look at, we're already to that other halfway mark. We're already to that other halfway mark. Okay, get these guys together, get them together. That's just how I like to do it. It just works for me. You're gonna get your own little crafty fingers going. Get your adhesive along that edge up here. And then we're gonna glue this one down. We've got our rubber band ready. Make sure that you don't glue your project together. Okay. So make sure that your little slits open up before you put the rubber band in there, that you didn't glue them together. But if you did, you could get a little scissors in there and kind of get it going. So we're going to put the rubber band in. Open this up like a spaceship so you can see what it is that you're doing. The little slit in there. Push it down to the little circle. And put the rubber band on this side and the little slit. And push it down to the circle. And voila, there you go. All right, I'm gonna glue this up. I'm gonna get the pieces out that I'm gonna need, so stand by. I'm coming right back. Okay, so we are back, and so you should have both of your little pop-up bitty ball pop-ups. Do not glue them together yet. I'm gonna show you something. I gave you some extra black paper if you wanted to cut out a different type of hat. You can, if you want to cut just like a little strip, you can. You can use regular scissors. You can use a paper trimmer. You know, sometimes people want their things not to look so perfectly symmetrical, and that is up to you. So we're going to have this trapezoid piece with the skinnier part on the bottom, and you're going to put this for the brim. So you're going to glue that down. So just get whatever adhesive. This one isn't so critical as to have the liquid adhesive. So, and then you can trim off your edges the way that you want. And then you're going to take your the red, and that's going to be to go around. You can actually make it a little thinner if you want. This one, you know, just kind of depends on what you want. And so I'm going to cut just like a little piece. We give you some little bit extra. So we're going to put a line of adhesive right here. This is approximately about a 3/8 of an inch, and then you can trim it up. So these pieces are going to go really quick for you, okay? And that glue dries nice and clear. The one thing you're going to take is you're going to want to take this piece and you're going to want to glue it onto the top so it covers up that hole. Now what those holes are for is because a lot of the bitty balls, you put a little brad in there, and the little brad would keep it, you can have them spin a little bit into your card. So just push this flat and then adhere it on. And just let that one sit. We've got the brown, and so you're gonna make some arms, and the way we did is basically you're gonna cut this in half, however length it is, however you want to. You can cut this in half again if you want. Trim off the little edge, and then you can take some of these. You can either make them skinnier or you can make them this width, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make them just a little skinnier to make the little branches. Now we also noticed too that you could take the tree, this tree here, and we were looking at it. It's like you could take those little branches and you could cut them and prune them up and stick them into your little guy. So I'm going to cut just a couple of these little strips, and I'm going to glue them on. So stand by. There, I found them. Okay, so you can just put them on here like this, and you can trim those little pieces down. But what we did is we wanted to look at the front of the snowman and find the closest one. So some of them are a little more open, some are a little bit more closed, so I like this one. And what you're going to do is you're going to put some adhesive just on the end, and you're going to tuck him in here like this and let him glue into this section right here. You're going to put glue, and then you're going to kind of bend his little arm out. All right, so let's do that. One of the things that I've done is I've just actually taken and kind of give it a little bend myself. Give it a little bend. I'll fix that little glue guy. He wants to be a little bit of a stinker on that one, huh? That's what glue's for. Stick it down. Okay. All right, so you're going to actually put glue on the front side of this so you don't see the back. You're going to put some adhesive right here. Tuck that into this hole, right up to that edge. And we're going to press down, and you're going to line it up with this area right here. Okay. And then you could bend his little arm out. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the adhesive on this part, on the front side. Press it down, line it up with the edge, and press it down there and hold it. Okay, and you got little arms so far. Super cute. Okay, so now this is double-sided adhesive tape strips. You can use your other ones or you can use this one. And I peeled one side off and it's tacky. I'm going to lay that onto the black, stick it down, and then you're going to take an 1/8 of an inch punch and you're going to punch your circles. And I'm not going to do all of these for you because it'll take too long just to do the little face. But you're going to punch all of those little circles, and you're going to do that for the buttons and for the face, unless you're good with a marker. I'm terrible with a marker. And then so you'll peel the other side off. Once you punch it out, you take the backing off of it, and then they stick down. And I've also given you an orange piece of cardstock for the nose. But what we're going to do is we're going to adhere the little guy's hat down. So now I'm ready to glue my base. Just glue your base to the other one. Find out which one that you like the best. Okay, I like this one, and I'm going to take it, press it down, and take it and press it down and kind of line them up. And then hold it there for just a minute. Gosh, you guys are almost done. Boom, boom. You're going to take whatever cardstock, because some of you all may have really long names, and you're going to make your own little cardstock base, okay? And then here is how you're going to do your little hat for the face, wherever you want to hit him. Okay, so you're going to take, I've already trimmed him down somewhat. I think I'm going to trim his little brim down just a tad more. I don't want to stick it out that much. Just want just a little bit. Okay. So your hats can be different. They could be symmetrical, asymmetrical, however you like it. Okay, and then what you're going to do before you put your face on is you're going to stick him on here like this. So stick him on there and then hold it, but make sure you don't glue it to the other parts. Just hold right in this area. You only want to put glue on that one little area there. So then your little pop-up ball comes up. The little hat stays on. Okay, so if you want to do the punches, all you have to do is just make sure your little thing is open. We took that double-sided adhesive and we put it behind the black. And then so then when you punch your little punches, we're going to actually do this. You just punch. See, there's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And then what you're going to do for the for your little nose, go find my little scissors. And so what you're going to do is you're going to do the exact same thing. You could take your double-sided tape. This one's from Elizabeth Craft. You could do the Sizzix one, and just cut your little nose and then stick it right on there. That way it's already a sticker. So then you don't have to mess around with it in that. So we're going to put that little guy on there as well. So that is how you do the little punches. So when you take these and you open it up, They're tiny. They're tiny, tiny. So what you want to do then is you want to take it and get the little backing off. I apologize, I don't have my glasses. But you can grab it with your little tweezers if you wanted to. You could put a little dab of glue on the back of it, and then you could just stick it right on down, just like that. And so we just got to get the little backing off of there. Okay. So they just take a little bit of time. Then you just stick it on the back of your die pick or your tweezers and just stick them down. And like I said, I'm not going to do every single one of these for this particular one, just because it's going to take a little time. You just want to kind of work it a little bit. So you could do those with the marker. Like I said, I'm not good with the marker, but you can also do them with the little paper punch. It just takes a minute to do that, but you can actually create your own little stickers with your double-sided adhesive. Just put it on there, and then you peel the little backing off, and then da-da, there you go. So that is how you do the little nose and the mouth and the little buttons. Or if you have embellishments, you could do them with some little blingies, whichever that you'd like to do. And then you're going to take the scarf, hold on. You're going to take his little scarf. You're just going to wrap it around the neck of the snowman and just tie it in a little knot or however that you want. And the new pop-up ball is going to be having a scarf, the new add-on. So add-on number 3. So like I said, I'm not going to do the face for you because that's going to take a little bit. Just cut your triangle shape, do the face that you want. You can do different embellishments however that you want it. But what I wanted to do is show you how to create the pop-up ball snowman. And so that is literally how it is. So let's get together and I'm going to show you some show specials. All right, so it looks like we've got a few more minutes to finish up here. So I wanted to show you some show specials. Our show special is the 30% off of Sizzix, Riley & Company, VZ Crafts, Renea, paper, double-sided foil, all of the Sizzix, some of the It's Cheaper Than Therapy. We've got the cardstocks. And there's other bitty ball pop-ups in that as well from Karen Burniston. So we've made like the little fox guy. And this was the little elephant. And this one is a whole caterpillar. And this actually folds up into a card. Now you can see how these are put together. Look at that. Just pops right on over there. And these all fold flat into your cards. So you can actually make little snowman cards. You might a little extra postage. It's going to be just a little thicker on there. But as you're finishing up your project, I want you to tell me what it is that you thought of this. I was so excited to share this with you. We're also going to be doing a 50% off alphabet set for this one, 664406. So the coupon code is Snowman Therapy for the 30% off of most everything in the store. We've got lots of different alphabets. This is actually the alphabet here that we use. This one actually is just one big alphabet into the back from Sizzix. We want to thank Sizzix for sponsoring us, you know, with the Scrapbook Expo through the whole year during this COVID events. And so I wanted to share with you just some super fun, different Christmas stuff here really quick while we finish up. I'm going to move these little guys. I want to thank all the designers that sent me super cute samples and super cute projects. I wanted to share this one with you. We've got the From Our House to Yours, the Karen Burniston tree, and then the furniture. We've got another Sizzix Santa. We got all different kinds of Santa ones. Here's another pop-up tree. This tree hardly has any adhesive, and we've done this for I don't know how many years. Since 2017, this card has not even been re-glued or anything. That's been a phenomenal set. And this one here, we're getting low on these, so you want to grab them up before they're all gone. And Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, everything. Happy holidays to everybody. We want to wish you all a very merry holiday season. We want everybody to be safe and healthy. you know, for next year. We're looking forward to seeing you all next year. And please come and see us. Come visit us online. Like I said, we've got super duper bundles that we're going to have especially just for you. But this right here, I know that you're going to love this. This was a big project for you, and I know that you guys all did it. It's just that easy. So thank you again, everybody. Happy holidays from 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐻𝑒aperthanTherapy.com, and we will see you next year. One other thing I wanted to, mention before we go is, this is the adhesive sheets, the permanent double-sided adhesive sheets, where you can take anything, make it into a sticker. Now, everything that I showed you today is going to be on the website, and it's going to be under the category on the left under December 8th. Just December 8th. And so we're going to have just a category to where you can find a lot of these products. So you don't have to search all around. You can actually, just kind of take a peek, take a look at it. Again, I want to thank every single person that has been here, again, this whole season. I want to thank you all for supporting the small businesses, all of us, not just me, but everybody. We're all in this together. So we are looking forward to it. Again, this is that tree that we use. You could also use for the arms as well for the snowman if you wanted a little fancier tree. So that's going to be on that little section as well. So thank you, everybody. So what we're offering for the December 6th Make and Take extravaganza is we're going to have some major super cool deals that are going on. We're going to have major bundle deals, special deals. It's going to be so much. I want you to look out for them. I want you to enjoy everything that you saw, and let us know how we're doing, and say hello to everybody. Hello, happy holidays, and thank you again from Maria C, the Sizzix lady, and 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐻𝑒aperthanTherapy.com. Happy holidays.